Hi, welcome to another edition of Stew's News. March has been a fantastic period with our office selling 12 homes over that last 4 weeks. We've also leased a number of properties, and with buyer interest and also people moving to the area looking to lease, I don't see that sort of tapering off anytime soon. In fact, with the lack of listings, as I've said before, the demand continues to grow and some record prices are certainly being achieved. What we wanted to talk about over the next few months was building inspections, pest inspections, talking to the solicitor about what's involved in a contract, and just giving you that background information on buying and selling a home. We'd like to introduce a building inspector that we've been chatting to. He's one of the local guys that we use. He's very, very knowledgeable, great bloke to deal with. I'd like to welcome to Stew's News, Joe Walsh. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, Stewart.
We're here with Joe Walsh. He's one of our local building inspectors, and we're going to go through the process of what's involved in a building inspection, not only from a buyer's perspective, but also, you know, getting that's what a seller should look for before they put their home on the market. We want to give you some great information so that when that building inspection happens, we're not finding any issues, but also if there are any issues from a buyer's perspective, what can be done and how those issues can be rectified so you can certainly proceed on buying that dream home. Let's come and have a look through this home at 16 Ocean Street, which we've just got under contract today, and yeah, see how a building inspection works. So we're here at 16 Ocean Street, and we were going to get Joe to talk about the process of what actually goes on when he comes and does an inspection, what he's looking for, and basically when he finds something, what he does and what he recommends to people to do. So what's the process, Joe?
Well, Stewart, from the minute you pull up out the front, you're already scoping out exactly what the house, the layout of the house, any potential issues straight up. If you like, I can take you around
let's go and have a look
and show you what I'm looking for.
That'd be great.
First thing I noticed when I pulled up out the front was the Class 1 duct tape used to hold the downpipe on.
Impressive, isn't it?
It is. And look, even though it's doing the job, it isn't to regulation.
But it's not a major, you'd note that in the report.
Absolutely.
All it needs is a couple of brackets, a very simple fix that might cost $20 or $30 to fix.
And what's happened here, that's drawn my eye down to the base where I've seen that it's actually snapped off.
Yep.
And I would say that this downpipe's probably been nudged by a car, push bike, something like that. So again, yes, it's not a major.
Yep.
And it's something that can be fixed quite easily, and it can be, you know, and move on. Back here, Stuart, there's the ant caps are starting to rust.
Yep.
Although hasn't penetrated right through, it is surface rust, but
yes,
it is something that over time will keep deteriorating.
So that'd be something you want repaired, you'd note in your report.
It would be something that you would note in the report that they were still sound,
yep,
but would have to be maintained at a later date.
Yep.
Stuart, another really, really crucial part of a building inspection is the roof exterior.
Yep. Don't want any water leaks?
No.
Don't want any rusty roof sheets?
No, and we do have to be fairly specific on which roofs we do get on due to WHS, but I generally like to get up there and have a good look because there are quite a few issues that are found on a roof that otherwise wouldn't be seen.
Yep.
This one, for example, has a few screws missing. It's an aluminium roof, this one, which is not, it's fairly common up on the coast because they have some longevity.
Yeah.
But there are some issues with it. It's kinked in a few places, which you wouldn't know from looking at it from here. I think it's really important that an owner and a purchaser knows what's happening up there.
So, you know, when you're looking through the interior of a house, what are you looking for on the walls and ceilings and things like that?
We're looking to see if there's any major deformations in the walls. This one has some slight variations in the walls, and that would be because it was an old fibro house.
Yep.
And someone's gone through and plastered up the walls,
yes,
therefore giving it the indication that there is some issues, which there isn't.
Yes.
We're looking for cracking, movement. Internally, I'll check all the doors and the windows to make sure that they're all running, opening and closing, not catching, whether or not there's any major gaps at the top of the door jamb. And to see, again, I said the windows, we check all the windows to see if they're sliding well, because a lot of the time that could just be the rollers that need replacing.
Yeah.
The floors to see if they're springy, that there's no gaps in floors if the floorboards have opened up.
No drummy tiles if they're a tiled floor.
Exactly right, and a lot of the time you can tell that by walking on them.
Yep.
So Stuart, we're up in one of the end bedrooms, and I've noticed that there's some minor cracking underneath the window here.
Yep.
And also the architrave's a bit swollen for some water damage.
So if you took a picture of that, put it in your report and said cracking in the wall and swollen architrave, plenty of people would think that's a major issue. But is it that major?
No, it's not. The windows, the exterior of the windows got some issues as far as water getting in, which can be easily fixed.
Yep.
The cracking, it's due to just some minor expansion and contraction, which happens in every house.
So some good advice, I suppose, is when you get the building report from whoever you use, Joe, who we use a lot of the time, have a chat to the building inspector. You're going to read it, you're going to see all these issues, but if you have a chat to Joe, he's going to be able to give you an idea on what it might cost to get these items fixed.
Yep.
It's going to be 9 times out of 10 a lot less than what you think. Everyone assumes the worst, and this is, certainly not major issues, but certainly issues that can be addressed and fixed. Really appreciate your time, Joe. Thanks for this wonderful insight into a building inspection.
Thanks, Stewart.
They're certainly not as scary as what you think, and if you need any more information about building reports, have a chat to Joe. We're happy to give you his number. He certainly does a thorough job, and he's a credit to the building industry. Thanks again for tuning in to Stu's News. We really appreciate your time. Look forward to catching up with you next month when we talk about pest inspections.